Hello toy fans, my name is Tony and welcome back to the Analog Toys YouTube channel. Now we've got a video that some people might find a little bit controversial today. We're going to open a mint and sealed box vintage toy. And a lot of collectors out there feel that you should never open sealed vintage toys. I'm a collector of both loose and boxed and carded toys, majority loose, but I do like original toy artwork and the packaging. So I do collect a lot of that stuff, and as a general rule, I will never open sealed vintage toys. Where this is a little bit different is I've said in the title of this video that I'm opening a mint and sealed box. The toy is mint because it's never been out of the box, but the box is not mint. So I've thought about this for a very long time. I've wanted to open this. I've had this toy in my collection for a long time and I've wanted to open this. And when I finally decided that today was the day I was going to get this toy open, I wanted to share it with you guys. So the mint and sealed box toy that we're going to open today is the Rambo 6x6 Defender assault vehicle. So I'm just going to quickly get my cameras changed around and let's get stuck into this box. Now on the back of this box, it states here that this was a product, I think, licensed in 1985, 1986, but I'm pretty certain that I got this for Christmas in the UK in 1987. From the original Rambo line, I got both the Defender 6x6 assault vehicle and the Savage Strike Cycle. I didn't get the Skyfire assault copter, but I have managed to acquire that later in life for my collection. Now, as you can see with this box here, this is what I mean about mint and sealed box. The box is already torn quite badly here. There's a puncture in the cardboard just here, very badly creased, and it's, I believe it's got some sort of water damage. The colors are not very bright, particularly on the back. You know, the whole box should be white like this section, and all this section has got a horrible dirty color. I think this maybe have been at one stage stored in a damp location. So I've also got a boxed Savage Strike Cycle, and as you can see, this box is absolutely immaculate. You know, a few scuffs on the corners, but this is a really good condition box. I wish I had paid $3.50 for it. I paid a fair bit more than that. Didn't break the bank. Rambo toys aren't that expensive to get, but I would never ever open this because this truly is, to me, this is a mint and sealed box toy, as in a mint box and a mint toy. But back to the Defender. This is not a mint box by any stretch of the imagination. Now I do have a loose Defender 6x6 assault vehicle in my collection. However, it's only got one missile, and the Defender should have a missile in the TOW rocket launcher and two spare missiles carried in the storage cases on the side. And mine's only got the one missile. And if my memory serves me correctly, when I opened this toy when I was a kid, this toy actually came with two missile launchers. I'm not sure if that's 100% correct, so I want to open this today and actually find out if there is two. So one to be mounted in the vehicle and another one to be mounted on the small tripod that you can see in that bottom left-hand corner photo. Now I really want a mint and complete Rambo Defender in my collection, and I have some plans for the other loose one that I've got. So as I said, I've probably had this sealed box in my collection for probably 5 years now, but I've decided today's the day we're going to get this open, and as I said, I wanted to share this with you guys because it's not often you get to see a vintage unopened toy be opened for the first time. So I don't want to damage the box. I do want to keep the box for my display, so I'm going to try and be extremely careful. Unfortunately, this isn't like a G.I. Joe box where you can just sort of cut the tape and fold it out. This is actually glued together, but I brought a box cutter with me, but it doesn't seem like I'm going to need it. So I'm just applying a slight bit of pressure with my fingers, and so you can see the the tabs of glue that were there to hold the box. It's no longer sealed, it's now open, so let's get this out. Okay, all right, I think I need to flip this over. And let's see. I don't want to damage the box, so I'm just being very careful here as I open this. Okay, and here we have the contents in the insert. So that's what a Rambo Defender Jeep looks like first out of the box. So as you can see here, we've got all of the rubber tires to go on. There's 3 there. This is a 6x6, not a 4x4, so we've got 6 tires. There's the ammo tube I was talking about before that the spare rockets are kept in. Here we've got all the parts. Be careful here. Okay, look at that. Look at that beautiful image. So here are the assembly instructions, and inside the original decal sheet, the parts list, and the file card. So all the figures came with a nice plastic file card, and that includes the vehicle. So there's the file card. So I'm just quickly looking around and I can tell straight away that I was wrong. My childhood memory was wrong about this toy. It does only come with 1 launcher. And for some reason when I was a kid, I was sure that mine came with 3 rockets. So you can see in the bag here, we've got the 2 spring-loaded rockets. I always thought that 2 were carried in the missile sort of ammo pod that's mounted to the side of the vehicle, and a 3rd one that came with it. But it's funny what memory can do from your childhood. I obviously don't remember this quite as well. I definitely had 2 of these when I was a kid, but perhaps it obviously didn't come with a Defender. Maybe I acquired it some other way. So we've got 2 bags of accessories here, and then the Defender itself. Look at that. This is an awesome toy. A really awesome toy. Individual suspension on each axle. So let's start putting this together. Okay, I'm going to get the instructions here. I do know how this goes together, but I'm gonna read the instructions and follow them like that. So again, some vintage collectors may hate me for this. I'm just ripping open a sealed bag, but I don't like the way that moisture damaged box, it doesn't display very well. I would rather see a mint and complete Defender Jeep on my shelf. So I'm just going to get this stuff open and start assembling it. So the bonnet first. Clips in like so. Okay, so the M60 machine gun is on a sprue, and this piece here is for the winch cable at the front. I'm going to remove those from the sprue. Mount the machine gun. What's next? Step D. So step D, we open up this bag, get out the TOW missile launcher. This was a really awesome part of the toy when I was a kid. You can see why. So So the rockets are spring loaded. I don't know if you can just see the spring inside there. They push into the TOW and click in. Oh, fresh minty toy. That joint is really tight. Push button activation on the top, and there you go. We've got some firepower there. So the TOW mounts in the top. Okay, next we have the, what do they call it here? The tripod can hold the TOW launcher to deploy missiles away from the vehicle. So again, this is on a sprue, so I'm going to snap off the 3 legs from the sprue and the sort of central port that holds the TOW launcher. The 3 legs click on like so. And that can be carried in the back of the Defender like that. The cargo port in the back of the Defender is designed specifically to house this tripod. But what you can do, as it says in the instructions, remove the TOW launcher and mount it on the tripod so you can deploy your missiles away from the vehicle. Excellent. Ah, this is a cool toy. I'm loving this. Okay, that's step E. Step F. Okay, we now need to assemble the winch part at the front. So again, we have another sprue. So this is the front and back parts of the winch assembly and the tow hook. I'm going to break those off the sprue. Okay, and we've got the black tow rope. Trying to remove the tape from here. There we go. Okay, unravel the tow rope. Now, where did I put the tow hook? Whoops. I threw the tow hook away with the sprue. Good job, I only just placed it down to my side and then throw it in the bin. Okay, so we've got the tow hook at the front. I'm going to thread the cord through. I'm going to tie a fishing knot on here. If I can, a little bit fiddly. I might need some tweezers. This is very fiddly. So when I do this with fishing line, it's much easier. There. As I said, that was a bit fiddly, but now that knot looks pretty good, nice and tight and small, no sort of excess cord hanging out the side. All right, so according to the instructions, what we have to do is take the end of the rope. So we've got the guide bar part of the front of the winch just here. I'm going to thread that through the guide bar. Then it has to go through, here we go, through the center of the sort of the crank part of the winch. Again, I've got my tweezers here, pull that, there we go, pull that through. We simply tie a knot in the end so the cable can't be pulled back through the hole. Let's see if that knot's big enough. There, perfect. I'm going to pull this through. Now you'll see on the sort of crank here for the winch, we have one end is larger than the other end. So I'm just going to follow the instructions. So it seems this end sits on this side, like so. And then we clip on the back. There we go. I don't know if you can see there, so we have a small tab just here so that as the winch is pulled around, it clicks in place. Okay, and then we've got all the tow cable pulled up. Okay, now the next step in the instructions is not to mount this to the vehicle, it's to then go through with the tyres. And I can remember this from when I was a kid. These were actually quite difficult to get on. Let's see how I go as an adult. So the tyres, again, I'm not sure how well you can see this. They actually have Goodyear written on them, real rubber tyres. They only go on one way, so the backside opening is wider than the front side. So you pop them over the wheel. There we go. Make sure it presses into the rim properly. Oh, that's much easier than when I was a kid. Maybe I was a bit weak then. So you just have to make sure the front side sits neatly in the rim. There we go. That's one side complete. Second to last. Yeah, now we're looking better. Now we've got some tyres, some new tyres on our new ride. Okay. Step H, now we spin round to the back. We've got two jerry cans and what we in England would call the rear bumper. I think you call it a rear fender in the States. And that just locates on these pins down here. I think, don't want to force this too hard. Ooh. Okay, and you see these lights actually clip in up the top here as well. I'm not sure what's supposed to go first. Doesn't really show you in the instructions, you just got to press it on. I'm really worried something's going to snap here. Oh, no, nothing snapped. There we go. Wow, that sound is frightening. You think you're going to break something, but good luck getting that off again. So now, as I said, we've got the rear fender and the jerry cans, the spare fuel cans at the back. Okay, flip around to this side. So this is where, so what do they call this? The missile rack slots. So the missile rack, so it seems like all those years in storage, for for this toy. I think some of the rubbers actually come off the tyres and is sort of worn onto this a little bit, but doesn't look too bad. So this clips in place onto the carrying rack. The ends fold on, snap on like so. And then, if you see here, we've got 1, 2, 3 holes in the side for these 1, 2, 3 tabs on the missile rack to slot in. So you just line it up and push it down. There we go. There's the missile rack. Okay, next page of the instructions. Okay, so actually, although it shows you how to assemble the winch, oh, it does show you how to put it on the front bumper. So once the winch is assembled, there's a big slot in the front bumper here. Line it up. And push it down. And there's our Defender fully assembled. Awesome looking toy, really, really awesome toy. So now I've got the Defender assembled, we have to apply all the stickers, and there are a lot of stickers. I remember doing this when I was a kid. So again, we might go for a bit of a time-lapse video here where I go through and apply all of the stickers. Okay. Okay, wow, that was a lot of stickers. That took me forever in real time. Hopefully I might do the time lapse up at about 800% and hopefully it doesn't last too long. But there we go. The Defender is now mint complete and in my collection. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of not everyday experience. It's certainly not every day that I open up a sealed vintage toy. I really enjoyed this. I hope you did too. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video coming soon.